Hey y'all, so we're doing sandwiches tonight, really simple. Roast beef and turkey, chips and pork and beans right out of the can, but I thought I'd make a special little dessert. I've done this many times on this channel, and I'm gonna make potato candy. So the first thing you do is you just peel a good sized potato. And then you just wash it off. And then you chop it up. We're making mashed potatoes. You'll need about half a cup. You know how to make mashed potatoes. Just cover with water and put them on the stove and cook them till they're soft. And because it's such a small amount, I'm just using a potato masher and mash them right up. If you need to add a little liquid to it, that's fine. You just want them creamy and smooth, no lumps in them. I just always save the potato water, and then if I need more water, I just use that. So this recipe calls for a stick of softened butter. My butter is straight from the refrigerator. So what I've done is put hot water in a glass, and then I'm just gonna put the hot glass over my stick of butter while I do everything else. So next, I'm just measuring out half a cup of creamed potatoes. Again, you do not want any lumps in these. And I'm getting them ready to put in a bowl to start making our candy. I'm moving on to the sandwiches while the potatoes are cooling. When you make that potato candy, you want to make sure that your mashed potatoes are cool, and you can use leftover mashed potatoes from your lunch or dinner, but it's good to have it just plain potatoes. So these are just plain Jane sandwiches. We're using roast beef and turkey and mayo and mustard and horseradish sauce and Swiss cheese. And for a little Huddy, we're doing American cheese. Miranda came through and said, "Mom, why are you like this?" And I said, "What?" And she said, "You laid everything out." That's the way I like to do things. I just like to lay it all out and get it prepared. There's no rhyme or reason what kind of sandwich I'm going to make or how I'm going to make it. We're just getting it done. So our goal tonight is to have a simple supper, simple dessert that everybody can eat at different times whenever they want. So I know that everybody knows how to make sandwiches, and oh, wouldn't it be so good if we had some tomatoes on here? Oh, it'd be so delicious. Now I fixed these. I cut them in quarters where everybody could see what kind of sandwich it was, and I made sure that Huddy had his with his American cheese where he could spot which ones was his. I didn't put the horseradish sauce on his because that would be too spicy and too hot. So I've told you before that the whole purpose for this channel was to get my children interested in learning how to cook. When they were teenagers, they had no desire. And now I'm leaning toward just showing you what I do on an everyday basis. We all get in ruts. We all need ideas. You can just pop up on Our Forever Farm and figure out something for supper, and I'll show you how to fix it as we go. Now we're back to the potato candy. So I've got my half a cup of mashed potatoes in here, and you don't want any lumps in it. I'm using half a stick of butter. This is a different recipe than I normally do. And then I'm using confectionate sugar and vanilla flavoring. And we're just gonna put it all together, and we're gonna make our potato log or a ball, put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes, and you'll see what I do. Now remember, when you see me put more than what I say in the bowl, you will know that I am doubling this. We will put the recipe in the description box. Looky there, you see who I see? Little honey bun. She's wanting some candy too. So if I didn't tell you, I'm in my daughter's kitchen. That's why it looks different. That's why you'll see me using different things. Like if I was in my kitchen, I would be using the KitchenAid mixer. But she has a stand-up mixer, and it works fine in this. Makes a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. It works fine. So potato candy originated, from what I remember my grandma telling me, it originated like from World War II when they used what they had, and they had peanut butter and sugar. And you know, you can make confectionate sugar or powdered sugar from just regular sugar. I've done that on my channel too before. We do have some exciting news coming up. I hope to share soon, so I hope you stay with us and watch for this exciting news. It will only be announced on YouTube first, and y'all, I'm so excited. We're in like the hurry up and wait stage, and we're so excited to tell y'all all about it. And the video will be coming up soon, so keep watching. I've got 2 more of those that he likes.
It's not spicy to me.
Now we're adding in the vanilla flavoring. And I wanted to also tell you that we used to call this my Aunt Bonnie's candy. I didn't know it as potato candy. It was called Aunt Bonnie's candy. And it was my Grandma Cochran's sister, Bonnie Tarpley. And we always loved it every time she made this. I don't know why we called her Aunt instead of Aunt, but we did. She never got married. She was like the cool one. Grandma always hated our mini skirts and our bell bottoms, and Aunt Bonnie loved them. She just loved them. I always like to mention the memory that goes with what I'm making, and this candy is definitely Aunt Bonnie's candy. So the next thing I like to do is just lay out a sheet of parchment paper, take your bowl, and put a little confectionate sugar on the parchment paper, take your bowl, make a ball, and put it in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. And just a warning, it's sweet, it's rich, but it's also a messy candy making it. But once you get it made, it's great. You can freeze it, you can just cut it and eat it as you go, straight from the freezer. You'll see what I do, but right now we're just putting it on some parchment paper, putting it in a ball, and then I'm going to put it right back in that same bowl and set that bowl in the refrigerator to get it to become a stiff dough. So now our dough has been in the refrigerator for ours has been in there about an hour. It's a little hard. And you just want to press it out. If you have a dough roller, you can use a dough roller and just, roll the dough right out. But it does help for it to be cold. And you just want to get it flat. I kind of put it in a rectangle and then roll it up to be a log. My daughter does not have a dough roller, and I don't have mine here. So I just got a glass and put the powdered sugar on it and did it like that. So now I'm adding the peanut butter, and you're just going to spread a thin layer of peanut butter on the dough. And believe it or not, that noise in the background was rain. It's crazy. It's been raining hard all day long. So we're on the next to the last step. The next step is to roll it up. So here we go, and I just start by pushing it up with the parchment paper, and then I start rolling it just like you would cinnamon rolls or something like that. Now the dough being cold makes it a lot easier, and then if it gets too dry, just add a little powdered sugar. You can't get too much powdered sugar. Now you can make these as long, you can make them as short, you can cut them to make them the width you want, you can make them big, you can make them bite size. Just do it how you want to. But after you roll it up, you'll put it back in the refrigerator and it'll be ready to slice. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just cutting it to fit on the little plates that I've got out, my fine china. I usually only make this candy at Christmas, sometimes at Halloween, and then one other time a year. And so tonight's it. So here's what I did. I put these 2 in the freezer just so we could cut it real quick, because you want them really, really cold when you serve them. And so these are ready to cut. I'm gonna serve it to everybody. And the other 2 I put in a Ziploc bag, and I'll put them in the freezer as well. And it can just stay there, and you can just cut it as you want it. Just eat it whenever you want it. If you're watching your sugar, you don't want this, I promise you. Let me cut it real quick. Honey bun. Can y'all see honey bun? Are you wanting a bite? Look who wants a bite. You want a bite? You can't have a bite, honey bun. That's sugar. It's sugar. So Huddy came in here while I was cutting them, and he's gonna do a taste test. He asked me what kind of candy it was.
Looks like peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
And I don't really know what.
I hadn't told him the name of it yet. Go ahead and pick and take your little bite.
Pretty good.
You like it?
Mhm.
Not 1,000 out of 10? You gotta stay in the camera.
Kind of sweet.
Kind of sweet? It is kind of sweet. Guess what kind of candy it is?
I don't know.
Potato candy. There's a potato in it.
Wait, this potato?
Potato candy with sugar. Lots of sugar and peanut butter.
Y'all go cook something.
Getting ready to go change clothes and get through for the night. But I wanted to do a taste test on this. Let me assure you, it's very sweet. But very good. Very, very good. Old-fashioned potato candy. Easy to make. Everybody loves it. So I'm going to go serve this to everybody. Y'all go cook something.